In this video I'm going to show you how to make a simple mod for Albion Albitron. You could use the same method to making a mod for Terran Conflict, it's up to you, but on this one I'll be primarily focusing on Albion Albitron. Alright, first thing we want to do is to basically get to extract our files from the natural add-on. I call it an add-on because it's the way it's been done in its structure by EOSoft. So what we need to do is to basically go to our game folder, which if you've got the Steam version will be off your Steam folder. Then go into Steam Apps, Common, and then come into Terran Conflict. And then, like I was saying, these files here, which are these ones here, they're to do with Terran Conflict. If you're making a mod for them, I would work on them files. If you're doing the add-on, like I said, these files here. So what we need to do first is to extract these files. To do this we need to use X3 Mod Manager. So we just simply comment. Now we've got this mod manager up, we need to open the folders. Go and find them obviously in your Steam account, Steam folders, or in your directories in any way. Select the first one, which is 01. This is important to do that because the game looks at the folders and all that lot and goes from 01 and then go to 02. If it sees a file, the same file in 01, say, and 03, it will take the one from the latest number, so it would be the one from 03. Anyway, so let's extract the whole catalogue. I would suggest you give it a better folder name than I am. This is just for, mind you, I could make that a little bit better. Let's say something like that. It's not the best name, maybe you can think of something better. Make sure you have these two options on. If you don't have decompress on, then it can make it quite awkward to work with these files. If you notice, these files are PKC, which are sort of compressed, and it makes it very difficult to work on. And make sure you have preserve folder paths, because if you don't have that on, you'll end up with a great big directory of loads and loads of files, and you probably won't know where they go. So once you do, just click OK. Depending on your system and your hard disk, obviously, or hard disk, or whatever you're using, it can greatly vary how long this takes. Albion Albitron is about 300-400 megabytes worth of files. Terran Conflict files are about 3.5 gigabytes, so it can take a while to do this. It really depends on, like I said, what system you're using to do it with, and obviously your hard disk. Like I said, you can probably see down on the left here, the things are organised by folders, and like I was saying, Albion Albitron has the prefix add-on. Basically these files will only be accessible to Albion Albitron, but if you're making a mod for Terran Conflict, you just knock that bit off and it's only work for that. Not much I can do at this stage, just got to wait for it to finish. The other three files, I think, if I remember, yeah, the other three are quite a lot smaller, so they shouldn't take too long to do. Okay, so now we want to open 02. Again, we've got another list of files, so again, let's go to extract whole catalogue, make sure they're still on, and just press OK. If you get this overwrite, always overwrite, because as I was saying before, the game will look at the latest version of the file. So basically, if you start from 1 going up to 4, then obviously if you overwrite, then you're going to have the same version as the game. So definitely say all. Basically, we're building up a folder with what the game actually has. So again, next one, 03, extract whole catalogue, extract again all. Right, so we just got to do 04 now, which is quite a small one. Again, extract whole catalogue, again, replace all. Right, so now we've done that stage, we want to actually have a look at them. If we go to where we've got it, look for this data file. Like I said, you can give it a different name, I suggest you might, but what this is though, this is going to be basically all your files that you've extracted from the game, and these are the files that you will probably keep as a reference in case something goes wrong, or you want to, I don't know, have a look or change something or see how it is. For example, maybe you might screw up a texture or something, and rather than having to go through that extraction stage again, if you've got the files there already, then you can just basically copy it over. Like I was saying, let's go for add-on. See, obviously we've got a few more directories here. The only one we're worried at the moment is types. Types gives basically all the stats of things like ships, stations. You can see here, those are all here. Sounds, asteroids, backgrounds, docks, and everything. Missiles. But for this video we're not going to go too complicated with it, so let's just pick on ships. So I want to copy this one, and if we go back to our data file here, just before our data, if we make a new folder, let's call it my mod 1. It doesn't sound very exciting, but then in here we want to create another folder called add-on. Guys, be working on Albion Albatron, and then in here create another one called types. Then finally right click, paste. So you should have your T ships here, which is a text file. And I said this basically sets all the ships up, gives them all the stats, settings. You can open it like this, and it is a text file, but it's very hard to read like that. So what I suggest you do, instead of trying to work on it like that, is get another tool off. If we go to X3 Editor 2. So again, we just basically want to run this program. I might need to set this up actually. Say Albion Albatron. Don't know if that might just do it. Hopefully that's done it. Now we want to go to open and click on open. Now we want to go to our mod file, which is up here. If we just copy it and paste it in here, that saved me typing it all in. Now you see T-ships is there, so if we just double click that, now we're given an option how to view it. If you click text, you'll get that same view I showed before, which isn't very helpful. And then, so I wouldn't suggest that. I guess go for a T editor. It's been a while since I've done this, so right. So here we go. This is a list of all the ships and all that lot. As you see, this is editors grouped them. Here it says Argon, so it's grouped them by race. I think you can group, yeah, by class or subtype, or you can remove it altogether. Depends what you're doing. I mean, you can group by class if you're interested in modifying just particular types of ships, like you want to change the M2 ships, so there they are. For this example, let's have a look at the Argon. Where is it? M6, M5, so Discoverer. So this is the Argon Discoverer. You'll have to watch, sometimes you'll see duplicate names in. For example, you might see a Harrier. the only thing, why you see these duplicates, if you notice there's a little underscore and a P. If you see that on the ID name, that usually means it's a pirate ship. So we're not worried about the pirate ships, we just want to edit the plain Discoverer, which is without the P or anything. You see it's got SS, SH. I don't know why Ubisoft put that, but there probably is a meaning to it. The A is usually the race, and then the class, the subname, the class of the ship. If you go on Raider, for example, you see it's exactly the same, but _1, and then this hauler is _2, _3. That ID is very important because that's the way the game recognises the different ships in the game. That ID, it has to be unique. So let's go back to our Discoverer, and you can see all our settings here. We can go to performance. This is the pitch roll. We can set all that. You can change the maximum speed, acceleration, the models, which means you can change how the ship looks. But to do that, we need some other programs, so I wouldn't worry about that. On turrets, turrets isn't exactly the right name. I wouldn't put. I would more call that viewpoints, to be honest, because if you see the first one, it says cockpit, and that's basically the view you see when you sit in the ship by normal. So on that point there, you can see we've got these guns assigned here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 4 guns there. Again, this is all defined in the modelling stuff, so we can't really worry about it. The only thing we can change is these count numbers, but it's not exactly done correctly, so I wouldn't worry about it at the moment. Variable guns, it means what guns basically you can fit in this in that front position. It doesn't mean what you can fit in the actual turret. That's done somewhere else. Available missiles, obviously, is what missiles you can fit. In X3, Albion and Terran Conflict, they're done in groups. For example, if you add, say, the medium group by just double clicking, any missile that the ship can't fit, like because of the size or because of the cargo type, it won't allow. So for example, if you put heavy in, if the ship can't actually transport them type of missiles, they won't be allowed. So let's just put some light ones on. Let's say compatible guns. Let's say we can fit a high energy plasma thrower. Let's put a PAC on. For 9-0, this put a photon pulse cannon as well. But I think for this we're going to have to change a few things with the cargo bay. So if we go to, I think this, the generals, maximum cargo space, it's 50. If we change that to 500, and we change our minimum to say 250, we change our cargo type from M to XL, and then change our performance. Let's make the ship, let's change its base speed. I always prefer working with raw values because you get an idea of what exactly you're changing, but sometimes it's good to have the other speed, but that's the speed you see in game. That's the very minimum of the ship's speed. So if we say we put an extra 100 on, so we'll make the ship go from 200 upwards. So our max speed now is 200 to 700. We could change this again, let's make it 300, and let's change our maximum speed increase. These are the engine boosters also, so if we can make it say there's only 5 available, we can see we've cut down the maximum speed now. So it goes from 300 to 400. Obviously power is to do with our shield, so let's make that a bit stronger. Hold strength, not too worried. Let's change the shield. Let's change it to 200 gigawatts. 3 of them, that'll do. And let's increase our weapon energy to 5,000. As the regen, again I would work with rule value, but it's up to you. Let's make that 10 times more. So this is just a basic mess about, really. It's not to make a proper mod out of this, but this should give you an idea. So let's save it. So that should mean our changes are been saved into our file. So what we need to do now, I suggest we make a mini mod, because if we change the game files, then we actually can't go back to a normal game. So what we want to do is click New, then make sure you find all the right folders. So in here I can see I'm in Terran Conflict add-on, and this is the folders here. I need to put a mini mod in the directory called mods. As you can see, the folder isn't there, so if we right click and say New folder, mods, then in this folder, if we call it my mod 1 and save it, let's go and open it back up. So this is our mod, which is basically empty. Now what we need to do is add our settings that we changed on our ship. So if we click on add, now we need to go to this folder. So if we click on that, copy it, paste it in. See our T ships, this is the one we changed in the X2 editor. So if we double click that, right, now we've got this screen. This is important to get all these things set right. So on here we ask for where do we want to put this folder, this file within inside this mod we've made. If you can see up here, we've got these directories, my mod, add-ons, types. So what we want to do is to add the prefix add-on and types in front. So if we click here and put add-on / types, check compression you could probably leave. I would say go for that one because it's X3TC and Alvin Ambotron. So we click on that and OK. Now we can see our folder is, why do I keep calling it a folder? Our file is in our mod now. So what we need to do is to go to Alvin Ambotron. If we click play, then I get the nice install for the first time. Sorry about that, it's just we've only just recently installed this, so hopefully this won't take too long. Yeah, like I said, the ways of doing this for X3 Terran Conflict are very similar. All we basically need to do is drop off the add-on prefix, but it depends which game you want to make a mod for. Right, so now we've got this screen up, what we need to do for the first time is to select a mod package, and you can see our mod is here. If we want to go back to a normal game, all we need to do is click original and it will go back to a normal game. So this is why I wanted to make a mini mod, because you can change stuff and then just say I don't want to have my mod, I want to go back to a normal game, and you can just click that button. So let's just click that and OK it. Now basically we want to run the game. So let me just turn the music off. Could it be any more slower? Right. Okay, sorry about that. So what I need to do is to find start with the Argon Discoverer. Let's try Humber Merchant. Let's try Humber Merchant. I think he's got a Discoverer. It's been a while, sorry. Yeah. If it's not this one, surely one of the starts will have a Mercury.
Argon, Flight School, Buster, Discoverer.
So let's have a
The
look.
Argon Discoverer compared to other...
Shut that voice thing up. Right, so let's have a look at our Discovery. Hopefully it would have changed. Well, you can see there straight away that the freight space has increased. Obviously shielding's increased. I think it has anyway. Oh, yeah, you go, sorry. Yeah, you can see the speed here has changed. You can see the maximum shields increased. You can see more laser energy. You can see now you can fit on impulse rays, APCs, even photon pulse cannons. And basically that is it. That's how you make a small little mod. What we got on there? Not much. The only thing I would note on this is that if you use an existing save game, what happens, the game will load in all the ships that have been created already, and these ships were created at the start of the game will have their settings, and until the ship is either destroyed or recreated, it will still have them stats. So you can only basically check your changes on a new game. If you do it on an existing, you will probably find them all stay the same. Now anyway guys, that should help you make a little mod. Basically if you want to come back out of this, come out all together. If we go back to our types, add-on, hang on, so if we go back to a data file and then go back into add-on types, you can see all the things you can change. Like I said, you can change all the missiles, you could change shields about, you can change all the wares, you can even change the game starts. You can put your own game starts in the game if you want. Notice this is a XML file, so it's a different editor you need. I mean XML you can just do in Notepad, but yeah, you can basically see you can change quite a few things here. Probably one of the ones you may want to look at is missiles, so if I just copy that, let's paste it into our mod add-on types, paste, and then if we go back into here, open T missiles, T editor. Again, here we can change our missiles. We can change obviously the rate of fire, damage, speed, acceleration. We can even change what group it belongs to. Basically anything there. So hopefully guys that gives you an idea how to make a mod for X3, Albion Albatron and Terran Conflict. I did have a bit of problems getting X3 Manager installed. I had to, it was moaning about some, what was it, DLL or OCX file. I managed to fix that by getting a VB6 runtime library installed. Once that was installed, then I could use all these tools. Like I said, there are quite a few different tools available. Like I said, the X3 2 editor is basically just working on them type files. You can also model things and change things, but that's a lot more complicated. Probably you will need quite a few more things for that. But anyway guys, hopefully that gives you an idea how to make a little simple mod and how to keep it separate from the main game. Thanks guys, and take care.